Hello, Aquarius. Amanda here. Welcome to Unseen Hands Healing. This is going to be your January 2020 shift reading. So we're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shift looks and feels like for you. So before we get into cards here, I was meditating on your energy and I got a couple of pretty specific images. The first was of a tree or a plant sort of wilting. It was like drooping, just sort of like going limp, sort of like falling over, like it doesn't have enough water, or it's just becoming dried out, or like specifically I saw a tree that was like inflated and fully sort of like robust going phew. And then a plant standing up nice and firm at attention, and then just going limp, lifeless. I also, I asked for clarity on that, and I saw a balloon being popped. And I heard popping your bubble. Like someone's popped your bubble, or your bubble has been popped in some way. Burst your, someone's coming in and burst in your bubble. This deflation is really what it is. It's like something is being deflated here or going limp. Maybe the plant is dying. What else? And then I was still a little bit like, what is this about? And then we went to the desert and I saw you as a cactus. This sort of short, stout cactus with needles puffed out. Like, nobody's gonna burst my bubble. Really interesting. It's like almost like the cactus. I have a cough drop. Pardon me. It's almost like the cactus is your response to your bubble being burst, or something that was once full of life kind of going, starting to droop. The cactus is your response. Like, well, I'm fine. I just have to puff up my nettles, and I've got a reservoir of internal water in here. I'm taking on the energy of what I felt from that cactus. It's fine. I've got this reservoir of water inside of me that will keep me hydrated, and I just can't worry about everybody else, and I'm fine. And it looks like my bubble was burst, but it was not. Nope, it was not. I'm just gonna do my own thing over here. Okay, I think you get it. So something's going on here, Aquarius, in January, which seems to be, and I'm looking at the cards here, seems to be really shifting your world, and there's a resistance to that happening. You're wanting to maintain some sense of sovereignty, some sense of impermeability. That's what it is. It's like you want to be impenetrable, impermeable somehow. And it's also interesting to me to note that there's like all this very sharp imagery in this visualization. There's a needle pricking a balloon, and the balloon deflating. There's like the needles of a pine tree, for example, drooping. There's the cactus needles. There's something sharp about the energy here this January for you. Like incoming, it's both like sharpness coming towards you and sharpness going out from you. It's just like in response to the sharpness coming towards you, you are becoming sharp. You are like armoring yourself with sharpness. Okay, So I pre-pulled cards this time. Those of you who follow my channel, you know I don't normally do that. But the reason I did it is because the energy moving into January 2020 as we shift this decade is big, all right? And I just wanted some time to sit with the energies off camera to be able to take the time that I need. So I'm going to start this reading by letting you know that Temperance is here. Temperance for me is the unseen hands. It is the card of divine alchemy. It is the card of larger energies at play that we may or may not be able to see. There are larger forces at work here, Aquarius. And this is a card of faith, hope, and trust. So I just want to put that out there to start this reading as we get into this energy. So the shape you're shifting out of, you are shifting out of the King of Pentacles. This is deep earth energy, and this is very much your energy, it feels to me. You're shifting out of a place of feeling quite solid, feeling quite grounded, feeling very sure of your footing, feeling like your internal and external structures are all quite clear and firm and stable. You're shifting out of that. You're shifting out of that surety, out of that stability, that sense of stability. And it has something to do with these eclipses in Capricorn and Cancer because, well, first of all, this is a card I associate with Capricorn energy. That's how I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this as the Capricorn solar eclipse and this as the Cancer lunar eclipse. And like, it's like here you are in between these eclipses this January. These eclipses seem to be eclipsing your stability in a sense, which is really interesting because we're going into an emperor year. And I say that because 2020, 2 plus 2 numerologically equals 4. The fourth card in the tarot is the Emperor. Emperor energy is all about structure. It is about creating, it's about personal empowerment, like feeling empowered in a way that allows you to create the structure that's right for you, that nourishes you and nourishes others. And this reading so far, from what I'm seeing, is all about your structures shifting. You start 2020 from this place of like feeling stable enough to be able to balance these structures. Maybe you've got like 2 structures that you're trying to balance here, trying to balance them. And like as January progresses, I think, you know, it's like an initiation into this emperor year is how it feels. An initiation into this year that's all about understanding structure and maybe reevaluating structure. It seems to me like January sets you off running in terms of your clearing your expectations for what you think your structure is going to look like. So the shape you're shifting out of is this place of solid structure. You're shifting into the 4 of Cups, which is another card about structure because we have 4, the number 4. You're shifting into this energy. You see this person down here just sort of like unsatisfying, feeling a bit unsatisfied, feeling a bit like, dang. You know, looking at the cups that they've got around them, specifically the 2 of Cups. This could be about relationships for some folks. But looking emotionally at the structures that are around them and feeling a bit pensive, feeling a bit like, I'm not really sure about this. Honestly, it's like, it's an energy of, dang. And yet again, that temperance energy, that divine energy coming through with this larger, big picture offering here that's going to provide you more emotional satisfaction. So it's beautiful a bit because even though, and we'll look at what the shift looks like in between these two, there is a rocking of of some sort of foundation, something really shifting here that shifts you out of the energy of stability that feels a little more secure and into a place that feels less secure, feels more in flux, feels like not quite right somehow. There's this hope, there's this promise of the Ace of Cups to come, promise of a new start, some new energy coming in, that I just saw 1111, that is more emotionally fulfilling. It's like there is promise of what is to come here, that is divine alchemy working in the background on this Ace of Cups. It's just like, for some of you that may not be something that you can fully see in January. So what does this shift look like for you? We've got 3 cards. The Moon, the 9 of Coins, and the Tower. See what I mean by the shifting in structure? So we're starting off. It's interesting because, we've got the Moon, which is energy of not being able to see clearly. It's very emotional energy. It's like feeling your way through the forest in the dark, and it's also speaking very much to the eclipses, the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, specifically the lunar eclipse, because this is a full moon eclipse in Cancer. This is a card of Cancer energy. It's Pisces energy too, but the moon is typically associated with Cancer, which is why I say that. So it's reiterating that message that these eclipses seem to be the energy that's rocking things, because we've got dwelling in the unknown, feeling like you have nothing to guide you except moonlight, which can be changeable and a bit shadowy and deeply emotional and intuitive, and so a lot less tangible than this grounded earth energy, for example. You're moving in, it's almost like immediately with these, as soon as these eclipses start on December 26th, it's like you go from a sense of stability to a sense of like, what the heck? Potentially going from a sense of stability to a sense of like, whoa, suddenly I'm navigating through the woods at night in the dark and I can't see the way forward. And I'm not sure what's real, see these hands down there pointing, which way do I go? Which way do I go? And then we're seeing this example of the triple goddess there. You go from one being this like earthly king, immediately thrust into something much larger, much higher, much more mysterious. I'm seeing the triple goddess actually, like, which by the way is maiden, mother, crone. It's this journey of maturity that we're seeing. So all of this is leading you towards something really big and beautiful. A journey of maturity. But what I'm seeing here is actually the triple goddess turning like this, like spinning. And so the faces keep changing from maiden, mother to crone, to maiden to mother to crone, maiden, mother to crone. And it's just like, and so it's sort of like, which face is which? So you've got that like immediately sort of being thrust into this feeling of being in the unknown all of the sudden. And then also the Tower that's like that's something around this Capricorn solar eclipse may be kicking off a major restructuring here with the Tower. Check out the Tower energy. I'm actually seeing, again, I was sort of feeling a relationship or, relationships. I'm seeing these two. Normally it's like the lightning strikes the tower blows up and everyone's kind of like, bail for your life, and that's sort of the energy still, but actually I'm seeing this more as this figure is chasing this one. They're sort of chasing each other, following each other. out of this burning structure. Again, back to structure. There's something about this structure that needed to crumble. And again, we have this presence of the divine in conducting itself through lightning, through immense heat. Uranus energy coming in and being like, you know, like, I'm gonna strike this because this is not the structure. This is not the structure, or something about this structure needs to shift. It needs to shift. And so, you know, here you are in between all of this as the nine of coins, the nine of pentacles, just trying to maintain your focus. You're just like trying to maintain your sense of individuality, your sense of autonomy, your sense of security within yourself. You know, we only see this person in their shadow and their spirit as this bird on their arm. It's just like you're really trying to keep your focus. That sort of feels like that cactus energy to me, of just like, I'm trying to stay self-contained here. Like, I got my needles out, everybody go away. I'm trying to stay solid, secure, maintain my own equilibrium here in the midst of a lot of unknowns and a lot of shifting. It's interesting too, because there's really energy here about control. I just want to show you this too. The through line between the green. It's like you start off as the King of Pentacles. Here's the journey. Let's just like linearly look at this. You're starting off January or like end of December maybe with like King of Pentacles. Okay, you know, yes, I'm juggling a lot. I'm trying to balance some things, but I'm doing it pretty well. Things feel relatively solid and secure. I'm in charge here. I am able to maintain some level of control over my earthly circumstances. And then the eclipses begin. And it's like, nope, actually, no. Not so much. No control. Hey, remember when you felt in control? You're not. And then you're like, yes, I am. I know that got a little wild, but I'm gonna keep my focus. I'm gonna stay in control here. At least the only thing I can control is myself. You know, Venus and Virgo energy. Like, the only thing I can control is myself, and so I will. I'm just gonna stay strong in my autonomy, stay strong in what I know, self-contained energy, impermeable, impenetrable. All this really intense emotional energy is not going to shake me. I am solid. And then actually, yes, it is. You know, it's like this struggle for control. It's like these larger forces are working with you to say, Aquarius, you can't control this. You can't control this. You cannot control this. And so you're kind of forced to bail in a way. This is crumbling, you know, like whatever it's like, it is going to crumble because it has to. That's how you get to rebuild the foundation from the ground up in the way that is actually solid and right and fulfilling for you. But in the process of that happening, it feels really bewildering, and it feels like you're just in this like a tug of war for control. So again, yes, I do have the control. No, like you really don't. And then we end here with, dang, I thought I was in control of this, and well, turns out I'm really not. So I guess I need help. God, universe, spirit, divine source, I guess I need help. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I'm looking at this situation like, shoot. And don't worry, Aquarius, help is on the way, dear. Here it comes. They're right there. They're right there with you. It's like by the end of January, it seems like you're sort of facing, if we cover all this up, you're facing this void, this just like, you know, once the tower crumbles and the lightning goes away and the fires go out, it's just darkness and emptiness, like nothing is there now, which is of course scary. But it's also the place where something new can grow now. Ta-da! Like the clouds part and the beam of light shines through, and again, it's the Ace of Cups. Something singular comes out of this jumble. And it feels really positive. I want you to look at this Temperance energy. Again, we've got this like huge moon in the background. I'm telling you, Aquarius, this moon energy, the eclipses have a lot of potential here to be incredibly emotional, really revealing a lot of things, shaking things up in big ways. And you're just here at the center of your own reading, trying to maintain equilibrium, trying to maintain a secure sense of yourself in all of it. And the struggle is real on that. But here I'm also seeing this as you, this like beautiful being, you know, Aquarius, you're so collectively minded and you've just got this higher mindedness about you. And so here you are as this like absolute divine embodiment, you know, the embodiment of divinity here. And look at the face. Oh gosh, if it'll focus. The face on this figure is just like over it. Just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna, and it looks like they're like taking off their robe. I'm taking off the robe. I'm taking this cape off. I'm taking this thing that's draped over. I'm just taking it off. I'm going full naked, full raw here. I'm just like, screw this, like trying to act like I'm a human thing. You know, that's kind of what I'm seeing, like a god or a goddess or, you know, goddess struggling through human embodiment and having a moment of just being real sick of it. Your soul is like, screw this embodiment thing. I'm taking these freaking clothes off. What is this, like society is such BS, you know, like that kind of a feeling. And also I want to draw your attention to the fact that there's these like hidden chimera creatures that look like they're part of the grass. So again, hammering home this point, Aquarius, that there's a lot of magic that you can't see. There's guides all around you, at your feet, permeating the air around you, high above you. It's like there's guidance and magic and alchemy at work through all of this. Oh, and that's interesting too, because I saw the Magician, right? Yeah, the Magician at the bottom of the deck. And I'm getting this message that sometimes the Magician, ooh, Judgment, yeah. Sometimes the Magician needs to get turned on its head in order to fully understand what it is you are trying to manifest. What it is you're trying to create. The structure, 2020, Emperor, that you're trying to create. Maintaining homeostasis, I keep feeling like I'm seeing this as like cellular homeostasis, cellular balance. This is earth alchemy. This is divine alchemy. And I think right now, Aquarius, the earth alchemy, you as the earthly alchemist, you're in a moment of being, for whoever this is resonating for, obviously it won't resonate for everyone, you know. Don't take this if this is not your reading. If this is your reading, I have a feeling you're going to know it. You're going to be like, yeah, this sounds right for me. Okay. So don't take it and get all freaked out if this is not your reading. If this is your reading, you'll be like, that checks out. Sometimes the earth alchemist needs to be turned on their head because the divine alchemist sees something larger. And this is the tower. This is the moon. This is not knowing which end is up, you know, like which end is your ass and which end is your head. Don't know. Doesn't matter, because we're getting you down to the cellular level. We're getting you down to a different, more basic kind of focus, because we need you to rebuild here. Kind of what it feels like to me. And then I did see Judgment on the bottom of the deck. Oh, and Aquarius. Yeah, the Aquarius card. Okay. I love that confirmation. It just kind of shows that yes, we are on track. Okay. And again, this really speaks to me of this divine energy that is absolutely all around you, the lightning bolt, the Uranus energy, you know. It's like this lightning bolt striking your tower. That's Uranus. Uranus is your ruling planet, Aquarius. So this is not something that is happening to you to like mess with you. This is happening for your growth, Judgment, for your shedding of skins. That's what we see, the snake in various stages of shedding the skins. Okay. Let's get you a postcard from the liminal space here for January. What's the guidance for Aquarius this January 2020? January is a whole mood, Aquarius. This is actually showing me, like, it's appearing to me as the cactus. You just like trying to keep your emotions contained in this lamp, you know, in this like very contained. Sure, they can change and evolve and move all they want as long as they're in this container. And I'm kind of seeing the forces at large, the larger forces at work here coming in and kind of striking that container. You know, like, actually, you can't stay a cactus. Like, we're gonna need to bust your bubble. There we go, coming full circle. We're gonna need to bust your bubble a little bit here, Aquarius, and your emotions may feel like they are just absolutely spewing everywhere. And that, like, I'm sort of feeling like allow that to happen. Allow yourself to relinquish control a little bit and let that happen, because it's like the more you try to contain that, the more you're trying to control the situation and like have all of this like earthly ability to manipulate and with the best intentions, with absolutely the best intentions, because I think you're trying not to spew all over everybody in your life, but it's like there's something about this energy that cannot be contained, and it must not be contained if the structure that's right is to come through here. It seems like this is quite an initiation into that shifting of structure in 2020. Okay, Aquarius, I'm going to now go into an extended reading here. Okay, we're going to look at, we're going to pull cards to clarify the energies that came out here and get more specific as to what those energies are communicating, maybe in a more specific life circumstance. Okay, so for the group of people that view that extended, hopefully your energies will come through and we'll get a little more specific as to what all this is meaning. But we're going to do something a little extra special as well, which is look at the 2020 overall energy through one card for each quarter. So the first quarter of January 2020, second quarter, third quarter, first quarter, so we can get a bit of an overall picture of your wheel of the year here in 2020. And maybe we'll be able to put this January restructuring initiation into some form of context. So this is a small taste of a larger offering that I offer called the Wheel of the Year reading. You can read all about that on my website, unseenhandshealing.com. Okay. It's one of my favorite offerings. It's really in depth. One card as an energetic guide for each month of the year. It's just a really fun reading that I offer. So check that out if you're interested. Now, if you're interested in going into this reading now in a deeper way, you can join me over on Patreon by clicking the link below. That will take you over to this community, this online community that I've created for folks that have been following my work for some time and are interested in viewing the extended readings for the monthly shift each month. Okay, so if that sounds like you, go check it out, read the description, read all about how Patreon works, and we'll get you this extended reading. Okay, Aquarius, thank you so much for joining me. Happy New Year. Looks like it's going to be a really major transformative year for you here, and I'm excited to see what structure ends up emerging for you throughout 2020. All right, my friend, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Aquarius, you can't keep everything stable and steady and strong all the time. You're like exhausting yourself putting that kind of responsibility on your shoulders. And so something like this, I think it's this juggling of responsibilities and trying to maintain emotional equilibrium in these like perhaps different situations that you're navigating. It's like something needs to happen to bring this to an end with the world, to bring this cycle to a close, because you're exhausted. You're exhausted from carrying this, from carrying many, the emotional and physical responsibility of multiple things. It's just like, I'm tired. This cycle is closing for me.